All right, time now is 11:13 a.m. on May 16th. 17th. Wow. All right. It's going to be Nick's birthday on May 18th, so I'm going to have to congratulate him very soon. Yeah. I messed up. I fucked up. I went to bed at very late, and I think I fell asleep at around 4 a.m. I Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. I promised myself to go to bed super early, maybe 2:30 or 3, and I ended up going at 4, which is just atrocious. I set the alarm at 10 because I wanted to wake myself up earlier so that I would feel tired, so that I would go to bed earlier tonight, but I turned off the alarm and went back to bed, so I woke up again at around 11. So here I am. 7 hours, not very great. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to go at 3 tonight, or 2:30, but that's just too early. I'm gonna try 3 a.m. Yeah. Wow, my hair is really like growing. Like holy crap. But yeah, I don't have much to talk about. Once again, it's miraculous. It's strange, in fact, how little has happened over the last 3 days. I'm finally reaching stability. I'm finally reaching stability. The first 4 months of my life here is truly grueling and insane, but now it's just mundane. I'm not meeting new people. I don't have any new appointments or whatever. I don't hang out with anyone. I got the well, I got college. That's it. I'm gonna do the laundry today. I'm gonna film album reviews. I'm gonna go to Spanish class on Zoom, and then I'm gonna go to Ralph's and buy food. And then maybe on Thursday, I'm gonna go to Nijia Market and buy even more food. And yeah, yeah, it's going to be a fun trip. Yeah. Um, I don't know, man. I have no idea what to say. Um, it's so weird. I lost 3 subscribers. I went from 874 to 871, and then I gained back two last night from 871 to 873, and then I lost one again. Now I'm back at 872. It's just constantly going up and down. It's like a battle. Um, yeah, I'm just tired. That's about 7 hours of sleep. Back in 2020 and 2021, 7 hours do not fly. Like, I do not accept 7 hours of sleep. It's just too little. So, yeah, I feel like one of the reasons why I'm growing a facial hair is because I'm just sleeping less lately. That's also probably one of the reasons why I'm losing so much weight. It's because of the lack of sleep. I need to sleep earlier. I really, really have to. Especially given that this Sunday I'll be going to church. Um, yeah, that's all, really. I'm gonna try and finish writing my first draft. I didn't even start writing, but I'm gonna try and figure out the story for my short film and hopefully get a draft done by the end of this week, and then I'll rewrite it a couple times, and it's going to be great. Yeah. Um, Nothing else. I've nothing else to talk about. Holy crap. Um, I'm just stuck. I had a phone call with my mom last night. I don't know, man. I still want to weigh, like, I want to gain weight, and I'm still trying to figure out ways to do that. Because, yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. Gonna eat peanut butter and toast for breakfast. I'm gonna eat rice for lunch, actually. If I want to gain weight, I should start eating rice at lunch. which is supposed to be a normal thing. You know, back in Hong Kong, I eat a bowl of rice for lunch, or a big bowl of noodles, every single fucking day. But nowadays, it's more like potato chips, which is sad. I should probably spend more money on food and be a little smarter. You know, meat in the freezer and pies in the fridge would be better. Bread in the fridge to avoid mold. Yeah. I'm gonna turn 20 this September, 4 months from now. It's just funny to think that by the age 20, I still had never. I've hugged a girl already, which is just absolutely bizarre. Really bizarre scenario, but not in a romantic way, just a hug. But I've never held a girl's hand. I've never kissed. I've never had a date. It's just miraculous. Not miraculous, actually. I'd say it's pretty normal for someone like me to be such a loner, I guess. It's just very normal. So, yeah. I forgot to mention that yesterday. Okay, so when I went to watch Lan Yu at USC, I met a guy there, right? Master's degree film Hong Konger guy. And I got his IG, and apparently he's also in the tight circle of Hong Kong letterbox users that I'm also kind of part of, you know. And I saw his Instagram. He went to Cannes, Cannes, Cannes. And I'm like, wow. I DM'd him like, wow, you're going to Cannes Film Festival? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, wow, Park Chan-wook hype, Koreeda, Cronenberg hype. And then he said, oh, Cronenberg, he said Koreeda is his favorite director. And I'm like, yeah, it's interesting that he's doing a Korean film this time. And he's like, yeah, he's doing a world tour or something. So that's pretty cool. You know, even though I'm not, like, I feel missed out in a lot of things. Like, back in secondary school, I missed out because Potato Gang and Bean Gang wouldn't let me near them. And even right now, the EAS, the East Asian Society of my college, I'm still nowhere near the core of that society. You know, I'm still a long way. I don't have a lot of connections. But when it comes to Hong Kong Twitter and Hong Kong letterbox users, like I'm in there somewhere. I'm already in there somewhere. I have a way stronger online presence than I do offline. It's hilarious. But at least if there's something to be proud of, that's that. Yeah, you know, just being on Hong Kong Twitter, I guess. Even though it's not like I have tons of friends on Twitter, but I feel like I'm part of a circle, like, or not part of the circle, but somewhere near the circle. Like if you invite all the Hong Kong Twitter users together and lay out a spider web of the most popular connected person at the center and the most unpopular and like fringe of the society people at the sides, I feel like I won't be at the sides. So that's a good start. That's a really good start. Spanish class has begun, but I don't care. This is gonna be my lunch. 80 mils of raw rice to 240 mils, 1/4 of an onion, some cabbage, pork, with some sauce. That's it. What the fuck? Alright, time now is 7:23. I finally got back home after waiting for the bus for like 20 minutes or something. I don't know. It's been a while. Finally, I got frozen steak that is in a vacuum state. I hope this doesn't turn bad, because if it does, I will destroy the fucking fridge. Salmon. Chicken thighs. Alright, fingerling potatoes. Gigantic long-ass eggplant.
2 zucchinis, which is not very long for some reason. Like the last time I bought zucchinis, I remember it to be way longer. And the last time I bought eggplants, I remembered it to be way shorter. Pepsi. Lettuce. Okay, this is a big one. Ooh boy. Cinnamon rolls. I hope this doesn't get moldy because, goddamn, this makes me salivate. Truly does. I've turned into American. I like sweet things now. Alright. This is plastic wrap, aka cling paper, very important for preserving meats and avoiding mold. And avoiding bacteria. And then finally, right here, lemon flavored Lysol alcohol spray. Yes, please. Yes, freaking please. And finally, right here I got eggs. Yes. Oh, and one more. Cadbury Dairy Milk Chocolate. This is 66 point something dollars. It's a lot. But yet, chicken thighs, the salmon, and the steak, that's about 5 meals worth of meat. Okay? Which is not a lot. So I'm going to have to buy even more meat when I go to Nijia Market. So, food.
Alright, time now is 11:06 p.m. Nothing happened. Just 3 days in a row where nothing happens. Just Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, nothing happens. Oh, I forgot to do the laundry, part 2. Okay. I'm gonna remember to do that. My hands are all cut up again because I've been washing my hands a lot lately, so it's getting dry again. Yeah, nothing happened. It's boring. Yeah. I mostly edited videos. Oh my god, I need to study. I really need to take some time out to do homework right now. I have a 3-hour long movie to watch later, so I don't know if I have the time. I'll try my best. I'm gonna try to go to bed earlier tonight. I say like 2:30 or 3 a.m. Let's be realistic here. Ow, my hand. I ate a lot today. So for lunch I had rice and onion and cabbage and pork slices. Almost like a normal meal in Hong Kong. Almost like a normal lunch I would have had, except like half the size. But still, it's more than I would usually eat. And I want to keep that up and I want to eat more. And I realized that me losing weight in here is actually quite understandable. I mean, first of all, ever since I've been in LA, for the most part, for every single day, I sleep for about 7 hours, 7 to 7:30, 7.5 hours, which is not enough. Back in Hong Kong, I sleep for 8 to 9 hours per day. And nowadays, I even sleep 3 to 4 hours on Saturdays and Sundays. Second of all, I actually walk a lot more, given that I go out a lot more. I walk to the bus station, I walk to Ralph's, I go to school, I stand up during school, I work at the well. Like, it's a lot of standing and a lot of walking. Third of all, stress. Fourth of all, I genuinely do not eat enough. Back in the Hong Kong days, the size of my lunch and size of my dinner would be like twice. So obviously all these factors coming together, of course I would lose weight. So I'm more conscious of that. So I just ate 3 pieces of chicken thigh and pasta and a lettuce with honey mustard sauce. That is a lot of calories. That's tons. So I hope that's enough to compensate. I'm wearing short pants right now because I ran out of pants because they're washed. So yeah, I'm wearing short pants right now, which is fine. It's only for home. If I go out, I'll wear long pants again. Nothing else really. Again, I need to take some time out to study later. I have a chemistry exam next Monday and then a Spanish exam next Tuesday, so that's a lot of stuff. I have a huge film homework to do, so I need to focus on that. I still need to figure out my short film. I think I'm getting somewhere though. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. So tomorrow's Wednesday, and you know what that means? That means a film 31.
This morning I actually had a dream where I basically returned Thomas's USB flash drive to him, and Pepper was there, and he was like, "Oh, did you bring my USB?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I did, and I also brought my laptop, but my backpack was a mess, and I wanted to copy, um, the video we did, the full exported video we did, Kramer versus Kramer reenactment into his USB. I did. That's the dream. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna see Pepper and Thomas again tomorrow. I wonder what's gonna happen. I really wish there was a moment of silence where, or I just really wish that there, I wish that Thomas gets sick once so that I will be able to speak to Pepper. But this time, I'm gonna be more confrontational. Like I'm gonna straight up ask Pepper, like, why are you ignoring me? Like, what's going on? Because I really need to figure that out. You know. Oh my God, my hands are hurting actually. Um, yeah, nothing else really. Not much else. Nothing else. Um, peaceful and quiet. Peace and quiet. Really, like I'm settling down. Like this is really what settling down means. When things start to slow down, you stop radically and aggressively making friends. Your life starts to stabilize. You start to know when to do this, when to do that. You start to know what to expect every single day. And shit starts to not turn bad. Like, not a lot of terrible stuff happening. And then it just begins to really settle. And now I feel like that's that. Yeah, that's all really. That is all. That is all. That is all. Um, I may not be able to finish that movie. It's 3 hours long. Why? But yeah. Um, I want to say something, but I really don't. I really like ran out of stuff to say. Um, I'm gonna go to Nijia Market on Thursday, I believe. Buy myself some sushi, eat it that night, and it'll be great. I'm gonna buy some karaage chicken and croquette for another day. Um, yeah, like damn, Nijia Market is way better than I thought it would be. There's a whole section of food there that's just like, woo, woo. Um, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna leave it at that. EAS, here I come, man. I have no clear pathway. Now that Pepper's gone, now that Pepper's out of the equation, I have no way of taking a jab into EAS. Um, so, like last Friday when I walked back home from the well, some Cantonese speakers walked past me and I'm like, whoa, what? Oh, I forgot to mention that earlier this morning, I'd say around like 12:30 afternoon, suddenly someone rang the bell and I opened the door and it's a woman and a man and I'm like, okay, what now? Because it's happened multiple times. Some random guy came in here to fix the Wi-Fi. Some random guy came in here to fix the doorbell. Some random guy came in here to replace the fridge. Now what? This time, they're cleaners. It's a Latino and a Latina, and they just came in here and clean. And I'm like, at this point, I don't even question it because it's probably a maintenance request thing. Probably Cindy. So I asked them if the building sent them, and they said yes. So I let them in, but I told them I'll be working in my room, and they said, oh, it's fine. I'll clean the kitchen and the living room. And then in about 15 to 20 minutes, they left. And Cindy came back, and she's like, what? Did someone enter our apartment? What happened? Turns out nobody called them. Nobody asked for them. Cindy didn't, Jared didn't. They just showed up suddenly. Like some random cleaners. Which is really strange. And even though they did clean up the kitchen a little bit, I see that it's cleaned a little bit cleaner. But according to Cindy, the rug is all a mess. And they also wore outside shoes inside, which is bad because
We hate that. So it just keeps ruining. Like people always go into our apartments, the pest control, Wi-Fi, doorbell, fridge, and then now this. Like I don't know what's gonna happen next. You know. Uh, truly odd situation. But yeah, otherwise nothing's happening. It's chill. It's fine. Um, yeah, just once I get those two exams done for next Monday and Tuesday, I'll try to do something exciting, like an adventure or something. I don't know. All right, time now is 11:15 a.m. in the morning on May 19th. On May 18th, it's Nick's birthday. So shout out to Nick. Um, yeah. Not a lot of stuff happened really. I slept at 3:20, which is kind of late, but it's already an improvement from a couple nights ago. And so I guess 3:20 to 11, so that gives me about 7.5 hours. Yeah, gonna try to sleep even earlier tonight, 3 a.m. ish. Um, uh, yeah, no, last night I was going through Instagram and then I saw Pepper's Instagram story and some random guy like tagged her on Instagram like Pepper's doing photography or something, right? So Pepper's holding, not really holding, but because I don't see Pepper, but essentially what Pepper's Instagram story was is basically this guy in glasses in black and white doing a pose or something. And this photo is actually a repost of another guy's Instagram story, the same guy. And then that guy tagged Pepper in it. So I'm guessing Pepper's doing photography and is taking photos. And it's not the first time. I don't even know what the fuck's going on in Pepper's life because Pepper wouldn't let me know. And I think the bigger upset here is that, man, I wish somebody would have tagged me. Like it's such a damn good feeling. Whenever somebody tags you on Instagram, Mary does this all the time. Essentially, what you're doing is that you're showing off how many friends you have. Whenever you get tagged and somebody repost it and you repost it, you're just showing off, oh wow, I have friends. And it just made me angry a little bit, you know? It's just when will I be able to achieve this? When will I be able to be tagged on Instagram? I mean, surely Natalie tagged me once, which is amazing. Leo tagged me once, and on the graduation day, Betsy had to tag me. But otherwise, I don't really have a group of friends where I can just get tagged. And then I thought to myself, I was taking a shower. I thought to myself, maybe I'll never be able to achieve this because it's just life is just not that easy, you know? You just don't magically randomly get a bunch of friends who's gonna tag you on Instagram like a bunch of, you know. So yeah, I don't know, but I wish that day would come. I wish at some point in the future every Instagram story I make is just lunch with friends, you know? Just hanging out, getting tagged. Boomerang, one of those boomerang back and forth loops of me and a bunch of friends laughing and yay, going places, you know? Fuck you. Fuck you. Why is life so unfair? Why does life have to be so unfair? But yeah, that's all. Mary made another Instagram story where she essentially went hiking and her boyfriend took some photos of her and she's like doing this. And she's kind of cute and it's like, I don't even fucking care anymore. Just go live your life. Just go fuck, Mary. She's probably already fucked. And I would be happy for her. Like, she would be the only person I would be happy for if she's fucked. Like, I'm just so insecure, man. It's pathetic. I'm so pathetic. Oh my god. Um. Anyways, let's put that aside. Let's put that aside. Today's not going to be a very interesting day, unless something interesting happens, of course. But I don't think so. I'm gonna quickly do a couple review videos. I'm going to finish Munich the last 15 minutes because I didn't finish it last night actually. I'm gonna go out and have McDonald's. It's been a while since I've had a burger. I'll have a burger. All right. I'll go to McDonald's, eat there, and then I will walk to college, and that's it. And then I'll see Pepper and Thomas, which is fantastic. It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be amazing. One thing for sure is that I'm gonna be closer to Thomas than to Pepper. That's for sure. Which is so weird, given that when I met the two at first, I was like, I'm gonna ditch Thomas and get with Pepper. And for a while, it was almost like it's going there because Pepper at the beginning was really nice to me, but she just grew colder and colder to me. And at one point, she just like never cared about me anymore. I feel like it's gonna be this way. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. Yeah. This is so starkly different from. I'm trying to draw parallels between my school life now and my secondary school life, but I can't because it's so damn different. Like back in secondary school life when I started off, I had anchors, I had a couple people I could latch onto, like like Ivan, the guy who ended up in B class. I didn't see him a lot. But Nick, we got Nick who has been a friend of mine for 3 years already in primary school. So when I went to secondary and he's also in the same class, I actually stick with him a lot. So I got some sort of anchor. Except I also moved forward. And while I still hang out with Nick from time to time, I still always moved forward with Bernice, with with Natalie, with Linda, Jordana, Jeffrey, Cedric, with Mary at one point. But right here in college, it's so much different because I don't have an anchor now. And right now, people are like fleeting thoughts. They come and they go. They get born and they die. And I don't know, man. I really seriously do not know. Um, Kinda. Yeah, I also realized that it's been a whole month since I've hung out with Potter or JT. They're probably living some happy lives right now. It's quite miserable, really. Quite miserable. It's a good thing though. It's a good thing I have like friends like Christian, who I wouldn't say a close friend, but I'd say like you know, friend of sorts. Again, back to the goal. I want to be in a group of friends, a group of close friends that are 3 people or above, or I want to make 3 close friends. So far, I have none. I wouldn't say I have a single one that I can call close. Okay, I can count Potter, but Potter's not like responding to me every single day. In fact, I doubt anyone will. Even though Natalie's going places, hanging out with people in the arcade and going to clubs and all that, Natalie did tell me that ever since she got into university, which is 2 years ago, she's only made a couple of close friends. A couple of friends she can call close. And everyone else are just fleeting thoughts. They come and they go. They're born and they die. And Natalie's always wearing a mask. Everybody's wearing masks. Everybody's faking. Everybody's holding up their guards. And nothing's genuine anymore. Nobody can truly communicate anymore. It's not like secondary school. So maybe that's true, you know? Maybe that's going to remain true. And that is, if Natalie, someone as social and as charismatic as Natalie, can only make two friends in university, how many friends would I make? So, yeah. I mean, that's true too, you know? That's, but yeah, you know. I'm running out of time. I gotta do homework. I gotta do stuff. Alright, so right here we got cinnamon rolls from Ralph's. I painfully cut a quarter. There are like 8 over here, and let's try it. Very sweet, but I like it. Time now is 4:40. Had an hour Discord call with Nick. I'm very late right now. I totally overestimated myself. I thought I could chill for a little longer in my room because last time I was early, so turns out I'm late now, so fuck that. Alright. It's 5:33. I finished my meal and I'm extremely early once again. Fuck. So let's just walk really slowly. I have a couple weird things happen to me. So I wasn't late when I arrived at the bus stop. The bus immediately showed up, like in 1 minute. But suddenly this East Asian girl showed up behind me and walked up to me, and when I saw her, my first thought is like, okay, she looks like JT, right? Maybe she really is JT. Similar height, also a girl, similar eyes. You know, she's wearing a mask. But I know for a fact that it's not JT because JT dyed her hair. This girl has black hair. This girl walked up to me and asked me with an accent, with a non-American accent, in English. Like, if it's JT, then she would probably recognize me and speak to me in Cantonese. It's not. She asked me how to go to this address. So my first thought is to, okay, you know what? I'll look at Google. I'll look at transit. So I typed in, but while I was typing in, the bus had already arrived. And someone with a wheelchair came out, and then the bus driver told me to get in. And I'm like, and then the girl walked away like, oh, thank you, sorry. So I left. So that's really weird. And then when I hopped onto the bus, I there were a lot of people in it. I went to a seat and I sat beside a person, another East Asian. Like half the bus is East Asian, for some friggin' reason, including me. I looked at them. I was thinking, okay, who should I sit beside? And I'm like, okay, screw it. So I sat beside a guy, an East Asian guy with glasses and a hat. And I just sat beside him. And then when it was his stop, and he stood up, I suddenly realized, okay, maybe this isn't the guy. I mean, he has long hair, but I don't know when. I guess it's weird because you would have no idea what is the if it's a guy or a girl, you know, you would have no idea. I mean, I've seen my fair share of long-haired East Asian men. I've seen my fair share of that. So, you know, there really isn't a lot of difference between a long-haired East Asian girl and a long-haired East Asian guy. You really can't tell. And when the guy stood up, I realized, okay, maybe it's not a guy, maybe it's a her. And then she, after she left, so she was sitting right here, that's the window, right here, and she
past me, and then that's the passageway, the aisle, and then out. She turned around and glanced at me and then walked away. I still don't know if it's a she or a he, but they just glanced at me, which is normal because I always look back too, you know. Someone like me who's paranoid, I always turn my back and see who's behind me. But it's weird having someone do that to me. So that's a really weird moment, I guess. But anyways, here I am. All right. So time now is 11:02 p.m. Let's wrap this up. So yeah, I just came back home. You know, cleaned my hair, cleaned my head, cleaned my face. Um, Here I am. And lo and behold, say it with me. 4 words. Say it with me. Nothing important happened today. That's right. That's right, folks. Nothing important. So, yeah, the film class today is especially bland and boring. Like, by the time I've arrived, I saw Thomas. We walked into the building. Pepper showed up after we walked up. So today is really weird because they're using the main classroom on the first floor, on the ground floor. So the class is actually held in the classroom upstairs, and only like 15 or 16 people showed up today. We were in the upstairs, and right off the bat, our Italian professor didn't even show up. So for the first and a half hour, it was it was just us. It was the white guy professor. He played a video and he just left, and it's just us watching the video. And in that classroom, I've already shown you this, but not today. I didn't film today, but I've been in that classroom before. It's the same classroom Thomas sneaked in to eat his dinner last week. So today when we went in, Thomas was in front. I was following Thomas, and Pepper's behind me. Now, I'm a nice guy. As much as I want to completely abandon Pepper and just not even look at her, I looked behind me a couple times and try to see if Pepper has any intention of following me and Thomas. So me and Thomas, we went to the very front of the classroom, to the front and then to the right. Pepper didn't follow us. Pepper went to the left, and Pepper went near the back, in a center row actually, back center. And I looked at Pepper, and Pepper really didn't give much of an answer, but she also wasn't very callous about it. She was like doing this, probably meaning that she can't see if it's so close. So you know what? Who cares? So I and Thomas sat there throughout the whole class. That's it. We had a short break, but in that break, it's just me and Thomas. Pepper stayed in the classroom playing with her iPad, her tablet. I didn't care for her. She didn't care for me. And then afterwards, the Italian professor showed up, and the whole class was just nothing. It was all talking and talking and talking. It was like a bunch of random bullet points. So yeah, today was very uneventful and bland because we basically learned nothing. We didn't learn much. I mean, we did talk a lot about film. So the Italian professor talked about how last Friday a guest came over called John Kazak or John Kassar, who is a director, a TV director. And so he talked about that. He talked about how he's going to Cannes Film Festival next week. So next week, the class is canceled. We're going to have the class over Zoom, and he's going to teach over Zoom, but we don't actually have to go next week, which is interesting. And then, yeah, and then he kept talking and talking and talking. He talked about Star Wars. He talked about foreign countries, and that was the only interesting moment throughout the whole class. Was he asked if there are any foreign students here, and I was gonna like raise my hand, but I was looking around and nobody raised their hands, and I'm like, okay, I guess not. And then behind me, at the very very back, it's the Russian girl, Liana, and her boyfriend, and Liana's like raised her hand a little bit, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm Russian." And then I was like, "Okay, fine. I'm gonna raise my hand." And I thought the professor already knew this, but I guess he never asked me. So he asked where I'm from, and I said Hong Kong. And his reaction was, "Oh, oh boy, oh." And I was kind of surprised by that. I was kind of surprised that the professor would react like that. I mean, I know a lot of people know about the predicament in Hong Kong, but I didn't expect older people to know, let alone people who are not from America, like Europeans. But he was like, oh boy, oh boy. And he's like, how's the situation in Hong Kong right now? And I said, not very great. And he asked me, is your family safe? And I'm like, yeah, my family's safe. So he probably thinks like everyone in Hong Kong is like held in handcuffs right now. I mean, the situation's kind of bad, but not that bad, not yet. Uh, but it's funny. And I looked over to Pepper because Pepper's from Hong Kong too, but Pepper didn't raise her hand or anything. I feel like Pepper looked at me from a far distance several times, and I definitely looked at her several times. And then there was one moment when some random guy was like, okay, a truck just came here. We got some stuff from Home Depot and we need to move some stuff. And so the entire class got up and ran and went down to the car park and helped move some stuff. I moved a giant foil sheet. Not a foil sheet. It's like a polystyrene with a foil sheet on top of it with a reflective foil. So I helped move that. And we all moved, and then we all went back to the classroom 5 minutes later. And yeah, and then class dismissed. We walked away. Thomas said he's tired and said he wants to return home immediately. He told Pepper, I didn't say a single word to Pepper. Pepper didn't say a single word to me. Pepper said, oh, it's fine. You can go on your own. I'm going to go to my friend's house. So, of course, Pepper has somewhere to go. Of course, Pepper's going to hang out and have fun and enjoy the night and sleep over and have a happy fucking life. Of course, you're going to enjoy your happy fucking enjoyable happy life. Of course. So we left. Pepper left one way. I and Thomas walked the other way. And that's it. That's it for today. And then I and Thomas, we talked a lot about short film. And we actually talked a lot about politics for some reasons. Because I talked about China and how the only way for this predicament to end really is for China to have a revolution of some sorts. And Thomas was like, I don't think that's possible because people don't have guns. And that's when Thomas basically revealed that he is conservative as hell. He told me that people should have guns. Like in America, all people should have the right to own guns because we can defend ourselves. And he said the only way people could rise up and not all die is that they have weapons, like guns. And I kind of disagree to a certain degree because that'll only incite more bloodshed. I mean, it may work, but that'll only create more bloodshed instead of actually going somewhere, you know? He also was very much against abortion. He's very pro-life and he's very anti-LGBT. Like he thinks it's gross. Like he's like, oh, you know, the West has created so many new genders, and like gay is gross. You know, he's very conservative. But I'm not, and it's fine if he is. You know, but we unite on the point that China, the Chinese government is bad, and it needs some sort of change. So we talked a lot. We even talked about like South Korea and North Korea relations, the new Philippines elections, which is an absolute friggin' disaster. Absolutely rigged by China, by the way. Yeah, there's that. So we hopped on the bus and then we left, and then that's it. I'm here. I don't have a lot of final thoughts for today, really, because it's just so boring and bland. I feel like I'm in a state where everything's peaceful and nothing's happening, and I feel like man, my voice is so goddamn raspy because I had a 1 hour Discord call with Nick, which is fun, by the way. What I'd like to say is okay, my legs are fucking sore. Yeah, I don't have a lot of final thoughts for today. Today is as bland as ever, and I feel like I'm in a state where everything's just peaceful, and I don't know if this state will last forever or not. Like maybe something exciting will happen in the future. A week from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks, a month, a couple years. Like, that's basically what I said after the end of everything. I was like, okay, I was hoping for something interesting to happen, but I know that something interesting is not going to happen. Nothing interesting is going to happen. But of course, after I came to LA, tons of interesting shit happened. But now I'm sort of back in the state of idle and relaxation. Not really relaxation, but more like nothing new is happening. Nothing all that interesting is going on. I, however, do. I'm still working. Like, for me right now, I have nothing but two goals. I'm a really simple person right now. Coming to LA have broken down all my needs. Like back in Hong Kong, back in the good old days, I have very complicated needs. I want to hang out with Potato Gang. I want to speak to Mary. Blah 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 blah. But now I am. I just I just have no needs other than two things: friends and filmmaking. So for the short film, I'm forming an idea now. Like my idea is getting better and better. I feel like it's taking shape. It's slowly taking shape into something solid. I'm going to finish a first draft of my script by the end of Saturday or maybe Sunday. Now for friendship, with basically level 2, I think I'm going to yeah, let's say the short film is level 5, but for level 2 friendship, I don't feel that much of a rush right now to make more friends. I mean, it's important to make more friends, and I want to make more friends. I want to be the guy that the loser is jealous of, okay? And the loser is me right now. I'm the loser who is jealous of other people because other people have friends and they hang out. I want someone to be jealous of me, not the other way around. But lately, I've also been realizing that it doesn't really matter. If I don't have emotions, if I don't feel jealous, then I wouldn't, you know. But it also does kind of matter in a way. Friends do matter, and it's a kind of a friendship is currency. The more friends you have, the more connections you have, the more you know, the more things you can do, and if you put the humanisms aside and be a bit of a sociopath, you do realize that making friends would really benefit you a lot in things like, driving you somewhere or introducing you to someone who may help you. So that's that. But I don't feel like I'm in a rush right now. Like after Pepper, I honestly think my predicament right now is not bad. Like it's definitely better than Nick's. Nick has been in the UK for nearly 2 years, and he turned 20 yesterday. He's 20 years old now. 20 years old. He hasn't dated at all. He hasn't made many friends. Not in secondary school. Not in university. He's just wasting his time getting skinnier and skinnier in his dorm every day. I feel bad for him, and I told him, it's your redemption, man. You gotta do something, and I hope he does. To be honest, that being said, though, there are still a few like lines I can follow. Like again, in general, the people at church, the church folk, I can get along with them even more. I'm really considering joining the camp, the mid-July camp that they're doing. I'm really considering this. I'm I'm thinking about film club, international student forum. If they're doing any activity that doesn't sound like shit, I may join them. Like there are many other ways, and there are several people. So this girl from chemistry class who DM'd me asking me if I'm ready for the exam. I'm going to speak to her soon because there's going to be another chemistry exam, and I'm going to talk to her about anime because she has an anime profile picture. She changed it though. Now it's back to just a normal girl. But yeah, now it's just a normal girl. But 2 weeks ago, it's a profile picture of Marine from My Dress Up Darling. So I'm gonna talk to her about that. Maybe she can be a friend. I don't know. I know it sounds stupid, but I'll take anything now. The guy from USC, he's in Cannes Film Festival, by the way. I told you this, but today he went to a screening of the new Kelly Reichardt film, and he doesn't seem very responsive. But apparently he and a group of other, like 4 other USC students went to Cannes Film Festival, like USC represent. And 2 of the other people are also East Asians, which is very interesting. But I don't know. That's interesting, you know. And that's that. But then again, I'm not in any rush, you know. And I feel like I still do want to hang out with more Hong Kongers first. And I know I'm really going far ahead. But if I do date somehow, ridiculously, miraculously, somehow find a female who is, who is as interesting and as fascinating as Mary. I don't know how that will happen, okay? Because Mary is untoppable. Mary is Mary. Mary is Mary. She is undefeatable. She's irreplaceable. But if I do somehow miraculously find a female, and I'm not going to say woman, I mean, find a woman, find a girl, in fact, who is, I guess woman would be the more politically correct term, because if it's a female but it's a man, then it wouldn't be. No, if I do find a person who I think is just as fascinating, if not more, than Mary, and is a Hong Konger, like, I wish she would be a Hong Konger, at least for first, because I feel like I'm missing something, is all, you know, like, I know I already missed the opportunity to know what it's like to date someone back in secondary school. I mean, tons of people have never experienced that. Nick hasn't, Miriam hasn't, Zara hasn't, but, you know, just, I want to know what I lost, is all. Okay, a little bit more before I watch JoJo and go to bed. Yes, so I want to say 2 things. One is I don't have time. I planned to do film homework and chemistry homework. I did watch one chemistry lecture out of 18. And I didn't watch it full way through, like I skipped around. And I didn't do the film homework. I just don't have the time. So that means I have lots to do tomorrow, like tons. Second of all, I want to say that I did indirectly give Pepper the taste of her own medicine by hanging out with Thomas. I essentially isolated Pepper. Pepper literally sat alone, nobody beside her. And there were a couple white people beside Pepper, but they were just talking to each other, completely ignoring Pepper. And I and Thomas were at the very front, and behind us were the popular boy and the popular girl. And then across us was the popular boy, another popular boy, you know, a lot of popular boys. And there was at one point where the people behind me are talking, and then Thomas joined in the conversation, so I turned around and also kind of joined in, even though not really. I just looked at them, and then the popular boy heard us and came in here like for a minute. So for a moment, I felt like I was really in the inner circle of this class, even though there really isn't an inner circle. But for a moment, I really felt like, oh my god, I'm kind of involved now. Oh my god. But and then all across the classroom is Pepper sitting alone like a loser, haha. For a couple hours, she feels what I feel. Okay, for a couple hours. For a couple hours, she feels what I feel for so many years in my life. So there's that.
All right, time now is 12:27 afternoon on May 19th. Um, I have officially lived in a settlement outside of my home for the longest time in my life. Whew. All right, we're in the game, boys. We're in the game. So, I tried my very best to sleep as early as possible last night, and I ended up going to sleep at 3:20. Rip. I'm gonna try 3 a.m. tonight. Yeah, that's all. That's what I keep saying to myself every day. And as you can see, I woke up super late. I woke up about half an hour ago, and that is about 8 hours. That's more than 8 hours, and that's good. I woke up without an alarm. I just want to woke up naturally, and it's kind of problematic because I actually have a lot to do today, but I woke up really late. So today is going to be an extremely chilled day once again. I'm not going to be doing any YouTube reviews at all. I'm not going to. I'm going to edit a college video. That's it. Um, I have tons of homework to do. I gotta do my Film 40 homework, my chemistry. I gotta study for that. I gotta study for Spanish, and then I gotta try to friggin' write the first draft of my script, which I'm still trying to figure out. Last night when I was taking a shower, I actually had a few more thoughts about my first draft. Last night when I spoke to Thomas about my script idea, it felt pretty good. But last night when I took a shower, I thought I should take it a step further because it's not good enough. In comparison with some other short films I've seen, this is decent only, but it could be better. So I still got it. But regardless, I'll do my first draft first, and then I'll expand continuously after that. Um. Uh. Then Yeah. Then I'm going to friggin' go to Spanish class Zoom meeting, and there's gonna be I'm gonna go to Nijia Market to buy more food, sushi for tonight. Very excited for that. Chicken karaage, croquette, lemon tea. I'm gonna buy friggin' whatever, cup noodles. Why not? Um, and That's it for today. Yeah, I'm not doing anything in particular that's gonna foster me in terms of level two. But there are a couple things I would promise myself to do. Like, I'm gonna go to church next Sunday and try to be even more social, connect more, look for more IGs, look for people, more IGs. You know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna probably apply for the camp in July because if I don't, I have a sneaky feeling. I have a really sneaky feeling that I think to myself, oh, summer is going to be awesome because it's no school. I can relax and I can focus on the well and my short film. But it's going to be boring. And if it gets boring, I'm going to start getting sad. And I don't want that. I'm going to look at Instagram story. I'm going to look at JT and Pepper's stories and they're hanging out and having fun and whatever. And I'm going to be fucking on my bed alone. So you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go to the camp of the church, which is a 4-day, 3-night camp thing, and I can even make a very cool video about it. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Sounds fun. I can meet more people, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of Bible reading and whatever, and I'm not really into that. But socialization, yes. Actually, things happening, yes. So I think I'm gonna join. Anyways, um, yeah, that's all. Nothing else. Of course, there's the film club thing. I still want to do the screenwriting club vice president. If so, Thomas told me yesterday that he's interviewing for
a job position for Disney, for Walt Disney Inc. And he's doing this business side of thing. And if he does get the job, he has to quit school because it's a 9 to 5 full time job. And if he does get this job, he's not going to be able to do the clubs. So if he does get this job, congratulations to you. I'm going to be president. If you don't, and you want to be president, fine, I'll do vice president. But regardless, I will secure my seat in the film club leadership meeting. That's like the first time in my life I've ever been in a club leadership team. So that's going to be awesome. Even though it doesn't really mean much. But, you know, I can do cool stuff with it, you know. And yeah, I hope to speak to people like Christian more, and Eric more, and Benjamin more. I got Benjamin's Instagram last time, which is cool. And I hope I just make more connections, you know. Just, again, I would like to start with Hong Kongers. I would like to make more connections with Hong Kongers first. But I feel like I already have done a lot of Hong Konger connections already, especially with the church folk. But among my college, I don't think there is a lot of other people who are Hong Kongers. I've yet to meet Kevin, so I can ask him to hang out. That's a total possibility, you know. And I hope Hong Kong Student Association does something. But I feel like I should start expanding my circle to include other East Asians, because it would be sick as fuck if I have a Japanese friend and or a Korean friend or a Vietnamese friend or a Taiwanese friend. I've met Taiwanese people before. I've spoken to them. I've spoken to Japanese people before. There's a Japanese girl in my screenwriting club. There's a Japanese guy from my Airbnb who's back in Tokyo now. But you know, I could expand, you know. That's what I'm trying to say. The EAS, I need to take a bigger jab at the EAS. Okay, so a couple deadlines for myself. First deadline is the first draft of my script, Sunday night. Take a jab at the EAS. That's going to be a little bit more difficult. I will say by the end of May. If I can't take a jab by the end of May, there's a huge problem with me. And I don't know how, though. In what way? How? It's not like I know any East Asians in my class or any classes. I don't know. So the only way it's actually going to happen is ISF, the International Student Forum, Hong Kong Student Association, these two things. Or just Pepper suddenly decides to be my friend again and decides to introduce me to another girl or another guy or something. But that's unlikely. So yeah, that's that. All right, time now is 5:06 p.m. I don't know what the fuck happened. I was just like in a hurry, I guess, but around 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. ish, I was, you know, trying to cook my chicken breast, chicken thigh, my boneless chicken thigh, and cook some potatoes, and I somehow like maybe cut myself or something. But at one point, I'm like, okay, my finger feels weird. What the fuck? There's a cut. What? When did this happen? And it didn't even hurt. There's no blood. I didn't bleed. It was one of those cuts where it just perfectly avoids all the blood capillaries. like it didn't bleed. It was just a cut, and it feels hurt, like it hurts a little bit. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I put some hand cream on it, but of course hand cream doesn't help. It's literally a paper cut. Or maybe it's not a paper cut, because I didn't even touch any paper this morning. It's a cut of some sort. It's some kind of small cut. So I tried to look for a Band-Aid, and I went to my wallet, because that's where I usually store my Band-Aids. It's not there. What the fuck? So I went to the first aid kit. There's no Band-Aid. I can't find it anywhere. What the fuck? Where are my Band-Aids? So at the end, I found this Band-Aid that is attached to the side of my square basket. my black square plastic basket. This is the leftover Band-Aid from mid-February when I took the booster shot. And they accidentally gave me a second Band-Aid, and I just took it for granted. I'm using it now. Um, I could just leave it. It's not bleeding, but I'm still wearing it because it feels better. You know. And also, if I never use that Band-Aid, then it's just gonna stick around forever because it's just I'll want to make it a memorabilia then. But yeah, here we go. All right, had a Spanish class, and throughout the entirety of the Spanish class, throughout the entire 2.5 hours of the Spanish class, I've been editing my thoughts update video, and it was such a long process. Trying to edit thoughts update for my main channel while being on Spanish class is difficult as fuck, because when I edit thoughts update video for my second channel, I don't even have to listen to what I say. I just put the videos together, boom, that's it, export. But for my main channel, I have to listen through the whole thing and cut out bits and pieces and condense it. So that's what I did, and I'm exporting it right now. Now, one thing I've noticed from this thoughts update videos, these 6 days, is that Pepper was really nice to me. Like, yeah, I guess it's so fucking weird how dramatic of a 180-degree turn it really went. How dramatic it is, because right now it just seems as though, how back in secondary school, if I and somebody argue, we wouldn't fight each other. We would just ignore each other in the class, and you would feel tension. And that's what I feel right now. Whenever Pepper's here, I would feel tension. It's like we have argued. It's like we argued. But literally nothing happened. And a month ago, it was fine. A month ago, even though I had to voluntarily start conversations with her every single time in WhatsApp, and even though Pepper never actively asked me out for lunch or anything, she still acted really nice towards me. She even wanted me to help her make her short film in summer when she goes back to Hong Kong. She even considered that. So obviously, she was nice to me at one point. I don't know what the fuck happened. In the middle, like in late April, she just started hating on me. And it's just like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I want to be Pepper's friend, and Pepper's has a lot of access to the EAS. So being Pepper's friend is cool and all, but being Pepper's friend for the sake of being friends with the EAS is even cooler. So I really I don't fucking know. I kind of want to reconcile with her. I kind of want to confront her, aka explain to her like, why are you mad at me? And I bet she's gonna say something like, I'm not mad at you. And I bet I'm gonna scare her somehow. But I just want to know why, or at least I want to tell Pepper that I don't like her. I don't love her. Because this is actually stupid. Like, I don't know what happened. Pepper was so nice to me. So I'm gonna try to, like, there's only, I think, 3 or 4 weeks left until this semester is over, which is insane. But I think, so before the semester ends, I really want to, um, be even closer. Okay, so I already got Christian in the film class. He's probably my closest friend now among that class. But I also got Miles and Benny. Ah, fuck, my cut is actually. Why does this happen? So I got Miles and Benny, and cool. And I would like to reconcile with Pepper, and maybe I kind of want to also maybe join the popular boys of my Film 31 class a little bit, even though it's not like it matters. In 4 weeks, it's not going to matter anymore. But for the time being, maybe I should join them a little bit, to see what's up. But I kind of want to reconcile with Pepper, I don't hate her. Unlike Natalie, whom I hate, I don't hate Pepper. Like, I remember the times when I avoid Natalie and decide to not speak to her for like months. Like I remember that. I remember the time I didn't speak to her for 4 months, like somewhere in early 2021, where I just decided to hate her and not speak to her for like 4 months. And I also didn't see her in person for 11 months, nearly a whole year. Like, but I gotta reconcile with Natalie at some point. Like, even in 2019, after the whole, you know, Natalie and Topher thing, and I and Natalie stopped being friends, I had to reconcile with Natalie in May of 2019, and then I had to reconcile with Natalie again. Like, I feel like I should do this to Pepper too, to leave things a little better. But it's certainly interesting. Because last night, when I and Thomas were leaving, I mentioned Pepper a little bit, and Thomas is like, well, you don't have to be completely silent, because now you come off kind of cold towards her. Just say hi, at least. And I'm like, yeah, of course, if I say hi, of course she'll say hi. It doesn't mean anything. But at least it's something, Thomas said. At least you are making some form of connection. So there's that. Yeah. And also, I shouldn't have woken up this late today because now I'm running out of time again. I'm gonna watch JoJo and then I'm gonna go to Nijia Market. And then if I come back home and I still have time, I'm gonna do chemistry homework. I got film homework. I got chemistry homework. I got Spanish homework. I got so much stuff to do. Oh my god. Man, holy shit. It's so cloudy and depressing suddenly. Alright, so it's 7:06 p.m. I'm back. 7:09. So this is what I got. This is, by the way, $37.7. So this and the Ralph's combined is pretty much $100. I spent $100 this week just for food, and I'm not even going out all that much. So for drink, milk tea. I originally planned to buy lemon tea, but this is cool. I don't know, man. This caught my eye. Kimchi. And also didn't plan to buy this, but whatever. Milk. Next up, I got tuna salad sandwich. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff. Alright, next up I got croquette. Vegetable croquette. Next up I got chicken karaage. Hell yeah, baby. And then for tonight's dinner, sushi. Yeah. Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. That's all. That's all I got. Nothing else. Okay. Well, hope this isn't spoiled or anything. Alright, so this is going to be my dinner. We got sushi, cabbage, carrots, the remaining bok choy, which is a little suspicious, and 3 pieces of karaage. Alright, let's try and see if the bok choy is really spoiled or not. There's only one way to find out. Ugh. Let's try this one. It's a little bitter. Probably from being refrigerated too long. And tastes very raw. Let's try a piece of the karaage. Nice. Real nice. Alright, here we go. Let's try the sushi. I got the soy sauce, the wasabi, and the pickled ginger, which I put here actually. I want to put here, but the water messed it up. Alright, let's do this. Let's try the salmon. Alright. Let's mix it up a little bit. I don't know why, but I'm so hungry today. I like this. Better than Ralph's, definitely.
Alright, so time now is 9:56 a.m. p.m. on May 19th. I'm just gonna wrap it up today, right now. So, yeah, turns out I have more time than I thought I had. Maybe that's gonna turn into a lie, but right now I actually do have some time. I'm drinking the milk tea I bought in Nijia Market. Nice. It's Japanese milk tea, so it's not as strong as I would have liked it to be. Hong Kong style milk tea is still the best one, but you know, it's good. It's good. This one feels a little more mild and sweet because it's Japanese milk tea. Um, right. So I don't have a lot to say other than number one, I should start doing these videos in bullet points because it's definitely going to help me when I edit my thoughts update videos from my main channel. It's definitely going to help me way more. Um, Number one, I ate a lot of food today. In the morning, I had ice cream, cereal. And for lunch, I had a chicken thigh, a boneless chicken thigh, and some potatoes. And for dinner, I had sushi, a little bit of chicken karaage, had a little bit of cabbage, carrot, bok choy fried with garlic. It seems like a lot. It seems like a dense, rich lunch. And dinner. And even in the afternoon, I felt really hungry out of nowhere, so I ate a hard candy and some trolli worms. And I just did some calculations, and I know calories aren't that accurate or anything, but apparently I only consumed about 1500 calories so far, which is whack because I thought I ate a lot today. That's insane. Insane. So later I'm gonna go eat a cinnamon roll, which seems like a lot, but I don't know. For dessert, it works, I guess. Um, yeah, and I'm gonna have to keep the cinnamon roll box dry because I do not want mold. Mold happened to my pineapple pie. Mold happened to my cherry pie. I don't want mold to happen to my cinnamon roll. Not my cinnamon roll, please. Second of all, um, yes, I'm going to continue studying for my Spanish and chemistry exams that are coming up next week, 2 days in a row. And I'm also going to be doing film homework while simultaneously finishing up what I want to do for my script for my short film. I feel like something's missing. I don't know what's missing, but something's missing. It's not good enough. It doesn't have the impact that I want it to be. Also, I want the story so far, all the characters in my short film, or my short film idea, are Cantonese speakers. I also kind of want white people or maybe Latinos to show up just for some diversity and maybe for some extra interestingness, you know. Okay, number three. The bigger point here is that I'm gonna try to reconcile with Pepper. I don't know how, but I'll try. And that's mainly because I think it just can't end off like this, okay? The relationship between me and Pepper just cannot end up like this. Imagine seeing a girl, you go to a foreign land, you go to a foreign city to study. You don't know anyone, and suddenly you see a girl or someone of your opposite sex who speaks your language, who is also from the same place as you are, who also has the same interests as you are, and is the same age as you are. It's, I wouldn't say a match made in heaven, but it's at least be friends with me, please. People like this are far and rare and few in between. And I know if I go to UCLA film school or something, I'll end up finding a couple more Hong Kongers probably. But she's the first one I can find, and she's the only one I know. And we have a good thing going. She's actually nice. I'm actually nice. And the first few weeks we didn't hang out, but we talk, and it's looking kind of nice. And then at some point I realized, man, I should really like get along with her. So start chatting with her more and more. And after spring break, she starts growing cold towards me and not speak to me. And she still says things like hi and bye, but not much else. I mean, she even asked me if I'm gonna go back to Hong Kong during the summer because she wants me to help her make her short film. Also, um, she helped me in the well. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to have the well. So she did help me. She didn't immediately discard me or disregard me. She did help me, and I did help her too. The time she didn't go to school, I let her take a photo of my notes, and I lent her my pen. We're in a good relationship. Suddenly, she grows cold. She starts to ignore me on WhatsApp. She starts to not speak to me in real life or in person. And she still says hi and bye, but it doesn't mean much. I run into her in the bus station and she doesn't speak much to me. And this made me upset and realize that she isn't for me and she doesn't want to be my friend. So I should just ditch her and move on because it's not worth it. Logically, it makes total freaking sense. If that person doesn't want to be your friend, so be it. Cut him or her off, move on. But what if I'm jumping into conclusion too fast? Or what if I'm just making it too black and white? Black and white thinking, absolute thinking. Like it's either, be my friend, be super close, introduce me to a lot of friends, we help each other out until the end of time. Or we just completely ignore each other and ditch each other and just goodbye forever. And I won't ever talk to you or see you again. There should be a middle ground, right? So I feel like, and given how I so drastically went 180 degrees from really speaking to her to not speaking to her at all for 2 weeks right now. For 2 weeks, I didn't say a single word to her. I waved at her and I said once in front of her, but nothing else. So I feel like I should really reconcile with her and sort of tell her and I guess ask her for an explanation. Why are you acting so cold towards me? This is the only way the story could end. I told Thomas this last night, and Thomas said maybe it's not a good idea because Thomas had tried this himself on other girls, but it backfired. But I'm different because I'm not Thomas. I don't act like Thomas. I have my ways. Maybe worse, maybe better, but at least I should try. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to WhatsApp her. Okay, this is the whole Mary thing again. I can't WhatsApp her. I can't DM her on Instagram. I can't do any of that. I can't do any of that randomly out of nowhere. What I'm going to do is next Wednesday class, I will try to be closer to her. Oh, we're not seeing each other next Wednesday. Fuck. Next Wednesday, I guess. That's 2 weeks from now, and that's too late. The only way is Instagram DM. So if Pepper does make an Instagram story, I'm gonna DM her and ask her what's up, and it's better to confront her electronically than in person. That way it'll be better. But I need to find an excuse first, I don't know. I'll find an excuse. It could be anything. I mean, we're both in the same class. There are tons of excuses to make. I'll find an excuse. I'll speak to her, and I'll ask her things. And if she still ignores me, then and I'm not gonna speak to her on WhatsApp because I suspect she doesn't even use WhatsApp that much. I feel like she uses Instagram way more than she does WhatsApp. So she replies to Instagram DMs way faster than she does in WhatsApp. Don't know. But I'm gonna try to use Instagram and I'm gonna find an excuse and I'm gonna speak to her. Um and I'm not gonna keep my hopes up, okay? Because if there's expectation, there's gonna be disappointment. So expect Pepper to just downright ignore me and just don't say anything to me or say something awkward and bad. Or even if Pepper's in good terms with me and she explained to me what's happened, don't expect me to hang out with Pepper at all. Don't expect that to ever happen because at the end of the day, Pepper has cooler friends, cooler, bigger groups of friends to hang out with, not me. But it's worth a try. It doesn't hurt. That's the Los Angeles spirit, okay? If it doesn't kill you, do it. That's the LA spirit. Better sorry than safe. So, yeah, we'll see. But I think Thomas's theory is very plausible, and even Natalie thinks so. And that is, Pepper thinks I like her romantically. I'm going to clarify that. And Pepper has never told me that she has a boyfriend, but I already know since day one. The moment you give me your Instagram, I see that in one of your Instagram posts, you literally posted a photo of you and a guy, and the caption says, I love you. And then there's another comment saying, I love you back. And the guy at the caption is literally the guy being tagged. That's your boyfriend. It's so goddamn obvious. How would I not know? Of course I would know. I just want to be your friend. Why is that so hard? So I'm going to clarify that to her. And it's going to be an awkward situation because this goes one layer deeper. This isn't the, oh, so what's your plan on film school? What's your short? No, this goes deeper. This is like an attack on character. This is a confrontation of the ages. This is me, instead of me talking to Natalie about, ooh, this guy is like funny, this teacher is weird, this Grant is doing this, Topher is doing that, Anne is doing this, Zara is doing that. No, this time I'm walking to Natalie and telling her, I hate you. Or telling her, you think you can read my mind? Read it. This is a direct confrontational moment, a situation. This is one layer deeper, You know how you can tell how deep a conversation goes? The first layer, the surface layer is, hey, what's up? What's your major? What college are you studying in? Why did you choose this major? How are you liking Los Angeles so far? Do you like the food? Do you like the weather? Do you plan to get a driver's license? Blah, blah, blah. Bullshit talking points. Literally means nothing. They're filler. Pleasantries. Level 2, common experience. Oh, the thing we saw last night. It's crazy, right? Yeah, that's crazy, right? So at least we experienced something together. Layer 3. Okay. You probably think this way, that's wrong. I think this way. I am this kind of person, and you need to know that. Layer 4. These are my philosophical beliefs. I reveal all my insecurities to you, and I hope you do the same, because I want to know you in and out. But that's too deep. But at least I'm gonna go level 3 with Pepper. So, hope that works out. This is like the whole stupid, stage thing. Like stage 1, eyes staring at each other. Stage 2, hand holding. Stage 3 is like blowjob or something. But this time it's the opposite of that. Like the deeper you go, the more serious and personal the conversation gets. And it's gonna be interesting. It has to happen. And I guess it's also kind of because I'm bored. Like for the last couple of weeks, nothing has happened to me, so I need to incite some sort of chaos in order to keep myself on the edge of my seat that is life. So yeah, I'm gonna reconcile with Pepper. Not today, not tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. If I do see Pepper tomorrow, then I'll see. Just on the weekend, you know, because I feel like she's more free on the weekend. So I'll do it on a Sunday or something. That's it.